I think that works.
Okay.
I swear, when Miles was in here, he was just like, he was acting out the sex scene, and then he started
God.
clapping. He started clapping like this.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then he was like, Crystal came in and was like, what are you doing in the bed? Why'd you take your clothes off? And I was like, yeah, Miles, what the fuck?
That's funny.
It's horrifying. I don't know what to say to that.
You're a friend, not... Well, I mean, he is my friend, but...
Yeah.
You knew him first. You chose him.
I know that
chose him.
That is a thing where it's like you have friends through other people, and then you see your friendships kind of evolve a little bit more. It feels more exciting than with the older friendships because they're newer and younger, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what happened with Andrew. Andrew.
Yes.
He was there at the Goldfish.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like his and I's friendship is really fun right now because we've known each other less time than I've known, say, Jacob, who was my not even to Andrew, but my to Lynn, who was my to Andrew. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. The connecting, not the but like the connecting person.
And we can hang out by ourselves. It's like
Is that a camera cup?
Yeah, it's a camera lens cup.
That's wild.
With coffee in it.
That's wild.
I know, and a little evening coffee. You know, they have not evening, but like alcohol shots.
Yeah. With
coffee infused in them. Have you heard of that?
I have.
Okay.
He
said it so like.
I just don't see why it's smart because it's literally counterintuitive. Alcohol is a depressant and coffee is caffeine.
Yeah.
So you're literally just.
It's the immovable object and the unstoppable force.
Exactly. What the fuck do you want? Choose one.
You want to feel like shit or great?
Or both.
I want to feel both. That's why I had it.
Makes sense.
You know? Have you ever done the coffee and the alcohol at the same time?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't remember doing it.
Do you drink coffee?
Yeah.
You do drink coffee?
I do, but not often.
Oh, Christ. See, this is why we can't have nice things in the world. Because, you know, the right answer...
It just doesn't affect me, bro. Like, I drink it, and I feel no... The one time I've ever felt like a pick-me-up from... Oh. A pick-me-up...
It still works.
A pick-me-up from caffeine was... you know that new Celsius drink? The energy drink?
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Okay, there's I don't know if it's new, but it's like new to mainstream.
Newer?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It has like 30 grams more than Monster.
Uh-huh.
That shit.
Yeah.
I had one of those before track practice.
It was bad?
I was ready to fucking run.
Oh my God.
I was going.
Well,
my heart was pumping. I'm like, we gotta go.
And you ran faster?
I gotta run.
Did you run faster?
I don't know because it kicked in at the very beginning of the warm-up.
Oh my God.
And I only felt it during the warm-up. Like, I felt the heart racing at the warm-up.
What's the worst exercising? Hello, everybody. My name is Julius.
We actually are
recording. Yeah, I got so caught up in it. Oh my God. Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Julius. I'm here once again with a podcast that hopefully you are ignoring. I'm here with the wonderful Jessica. How are you, Jessica?
I'm back and better than ever.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, aside from the bullshit we were just talking about, I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Because I always love spending time with you, and especially recording it.
Yes.
You know, recording.
I thought we genuinely were recording. That was great.
I was about to say when you know, and more so when you don't know.
Yeah.
That's the great stuff right there.
That's true. That's true because then it's authentic.
It's real.
Yeah.
I love pulling that shit on people, especially. Breaking into people's houses while they have little intimate moments with each other and record them. What? Is that weird?
So you're a cuck?
I don't think I'm a cuck. I think I'm a documentarian. There's a theme to it. Like, for example, we were just talking about Miles Mendoza, Miles RN bitches, because he's a nurse and everything.
Yes.
And I love making not just artwork of Miles, but
I know.
pieces a la Miles.
Yeah.
And for his next birthday, I'm thinking of making a documentary about him. So I need as much footage and audio as I can get.
Oh my god.
Of him.
Oh my god.
Including sexy time with his wonderful girlfriend, Crystal. You wouldn't watch that documentary?
If it included that, no.
Stop lying. This is your on-air persona.
I'm gonna be honest. It took me a second to even listen to my own episode of this podcast.
Oh, is that true?
It took me, I think, 2 days after it was released.
Okay.
I didn't even listen. I tried, I think the first 15 minutes. I listened to the first 15 minutes the day you released it, and then I saw it was 2 fucking hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't gonna get done today.
Are you used to hearing yourself over mics?
No. And I sound like a little bitch to myself.
Oh, come on now. What do you mean?
Okay, in my head, I think in my head I sound less feminine.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
And then when I hear actually how high-pitched my voice is, I'm like, ugh.
What, like too feminine? Is that the ill?
I don't know. I think so.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, if you were a guy, I could understand that. I also don't know if it's my
speech pattern. I also don't know if it's like if I get annoyed with my own speech pattern. Because I noticed on the last podcast, I said yes and yeah so many times that I was telling myself to shut up. I was like, God damn.
Yes.
Yeah. Literally, I think I said that so many times.
I think
I got sick of myself.
There are other people who are worse at that, who have been on this. Yeah.
Who?
Brian.
Okay, I thought so. Okay.
The last time I had him and Sebastian on together.
Oh no.
He was so tired after, because we recorded it in Sebastian's car after a show of Brian.
Jesus.
And he was
so that
yelling.
Man, yes.
He was tired. His throat was
that
hoarse.
That man was already on a high.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Well, he was on a high. He was surprisingly still like on the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
For that, I can't believe he did a whole hour, of like podcasting right after screaming about like some guy's mom over the mic. But he at one point, I was giving context because I was telling a story about some shit he said and everything. Okay. And I noticed, especially while listening to it, while I'm giving the context to him, I was like, so your show was going to happen. And every other syllable of me saying, he says, yes.
Oh, that's funny.
He was so done.
Oh, that's funny.
Was so done.
That's funny. Because he's definitely done the, not on podcast, but in real life. He's definitely done the, thing, a lot. And he's being genuine. Yeah. He's not trying to, fuck around with you and be, pretend not to listen to you. That's just
who he is.
That's just how he's talking.
It sends a lot of different signals. Are you fucking with me right now? What's your problem?
I mean, I've gotten used to it. I know he's not. But I can't help but make note of it in my head when it happens. I'm like, Brianism.
Look at him. He doesn't care about what I'm saying. I think that might be why he's beefing with Justin right now.
Right. Yeah. They didn't talk at all when we went to the Goldfish.
Yeah.
At all.
They didn't for a bit until they went outside, where I had to break them up, because I've been covering this on the podcasts probably this last whole month, ever since this stuff started, where Brian, I asked him, and you know Brian, of course,
right,
and you know how Brian can get about the whole I'll fight anyone. I'll fight a bear. I'll beat a bear to death. He'll say that type of shit, Yeah. And I was asking him about fights in his childhood, because he had a lot of fights in his childhood.
Yeah.
It was interesting, And then I asked, he said something about, we talked about him picturing his friends, who he could fight and beat.
Okay.
And then Justin came in the picture.
Okay.
And then Justin heard that and got pissed. And then on another podcast we talked about it. And then I don't know if you heard last week's podcast. I had Miles and Crystal.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
You do ignore this podcast. You do. It's okay. I can't. Listen. I can't get angry about it if it's in the title. Ignore this podcast.
You literally signed up.
I'm asking for it. That's fine. No, and you're good. But Justin called in.
Okay.
He called into the show.
Oh.
And he talked all sorts of shit. He talked shit up and down about Brian, and And it's real. You know, I know we talked a little bit about it at the Goldfish.
Yeah.
And we both thought it was a joke. And, you know, but then when they went outside.
Well, when you go outside and they're clearly both in their face, that's no longer a joke.
And they're touching each other and they're yelling and everything. It's not a joke. And I'm worried, you know, because they've been sending
I thought they had
messages.
just gone out to smoke some good ass weed.
Well, they did. That's when I thought it was cool. Yeah. They smoked weed with these strangers at the Goldfish. And then they were like
Justin
all chummy.
Came back in and fucking gone.
Yeah, you know how he laughs, man. He laughs with that little nub on his head and everything, and it's flipping around and all that. And then Brian's just chill. So I thought it was like, I thought we reached a détente.
Yeah.
But no, they're messaging each other, all sorts of shit. Brian wanted to call in to this one. Because Justin called in and talked all that mess. And Brian wanted to ask me, hey, can I call in? Because I need to say something.
Wow.
And unfortunately, he can't tonight because of some stuff going on with him and his family. But no, it's bad. I don't know what to do, dude. I don't know what to do. I think I might have to come in.
Like sit him down.
Yeah,
and have be the mediator.
Yeah, I might have to.
But can you be a calm mediator? Can you be an unbiased, calm, responsible mediator?
That's an interesting point you bring up. Because
are you the proper person to be this mediator?
Look, I'm gonna be honest, all right?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm pretty sure that I would, if I were to hand a chair to either of them, it would probably be Justin first.
I know. So you're biased.
I will be biased.
Yeah.
But it's not because I don't like Brian.
Well, yeah.
It's because Brian has the physical advantage in that fight. Because Brian is bigger than Justin.
Yes.
A chair would make it even.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah. Well, have you been in the middle of like beefs like this, and have you had to step in with friends that that you cared about and you didn't want to see it escalate? Did you have to step in at any point?
I don't. Not that I can remember. No, because I feel like I tend to be.
Oh no.
I tend to either be passive.
Uh-huh.
Or I ignore it, as you've personally experienced.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you not? Have you not had to? I'm sure you've dealt with plenty of conflict in your life.
Yeah, but it's okay.
I guess the question is how you dealt with it.
Because it's girls, most of the time when I deal with it, I feel like it's different.
Than with guys?
Yeah, with guys, oftentimes the resort is resorting to violence or resorting to physical altercation when words fail, which is ridiculous, and it's part of toxic masculinity and the being wrapped up in your pride. But with women, it's different. You're gonna keep talking your ish, and you're maybe gonna get manipulative, or I'm not trying to do this, but I just find it funny. You know,
lines will be drawn in the sand. It's like you're either with them or with
unspoken
me.
Lines. Yeah.
Have you ever been in that situation where you have to like
I
what
have.
you were talking about?
I have.
The whole
I have.
I'll talk about them still, or
no, I definitely have, and because I tend to be A, gullible, and B, sometimes trusting to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely biased, and it came back later to be the person that I trusted was actually bamboozling everyone. Like, she was there were a bunch of lies being told among the team, and that all came out at nationals, and it all pointed down to her.
Oh man, that's some movie type shit.
And it was literally one of my best friends.
Oh my lord!
Like, she was my teammate, but also one of my best friends.
Yeah.
So, and I trusted her, but she was the one that was saying everything about everyone else, and apparently didn't remember. And yeah, no, she's.
You should just smack that bitch. I'm sorry, we gotta keep it real.
Chief! First of all, she's 2 years younger than me. Second of all, if I did that, she's butt-loaded rich. She could sue me.
Well, for what?
This is true. She knows I'm broke.
You just run.
just run.
just or skate. Skate.
This is true.
Yeah, could you imagine
just skating in circles?
You're skating in circles, and then the cops they just jump in there and start chasing you in the circle.
That's a Tom and Jerry moment.
Yeah, it is a Tom and Jerry moment.
Yeah.
I think that's what's okay. Here's the thing. Make an announcement while you're here, okay?
Oh.
Since we're talking about this beef, originally with the whole Brian and Justin thing, I am going to have them both on.
Oh.
The next episode.
Oh.
And we're going to figure this out.
You really want to do that over the podcast?
It was started over the podcast. It will end with the podcast.
It's your podcast, not mine.
It will be explosive.
Okay.
But I think we will hug it by the end. I think I can do it. Even though I said that thing about the chair.
I was just about to say, you can be unbiased?
I can be unbiased, yes.
Okay.
Because I've talked to other people about this, asked their advice and everything.
Right.
And, fight, it's stupid.
No, it's is.
Stupid.
That's just it. It's like, and I think I was talking about this with, I want to say my ballet teacher, because I'm taking ballet right now, right? As one of my GEs, and just great training. But we were saying how with disciplinary action, rather than like immediately, saying, oh, you're wrong, you should be penalized, right? Have a conversation with the kid or whoever and say, why are you feeling like this? What are you feeling that led you to these actions?
Yeah.
If guys could be more open about that and also not be afraid to cry. Guys are afraid to cry.
I'm super afraid. I'm very afraid.
Showing vulnerability in front of friends.
Yeah.
For most guys is a sore point, but also just communicating, okay, this was the feeling that stemmed from where my behavior was maybe not the best.
It's funny you say that, because I've had plenty in this past week since the last podcast I did with that couple who will remain nameless, even though I've named them. It's been such a hectic and dramatic week. Emotionally, I'm not going to bring up anything specific, but
okay.
Vulnerability. I've been vulnerable with friends,
right?
And it's helped.
Yeah.
It's not 100% the cure, I don't think, but it is helpful. And
you at least know you have support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that. The fuck, what's wrong with me? Someone's gonna start beef with me because of how I speak. My speech impediment, just not yours. Let's start beef with you. It's you have trouble speaking. I feel like with the February and the love season, you just get fucking angry.
I wasn't expecting that. That was fucking hilarious.
No matter what.
Oh my god.
You just get angry.
Just rage, fucking rage.
It all accumulates from everything past time. And then it just all... February 1st? Oh, shit. Another February 1st. Don't we have leap years for February?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
So what's the last date of the month? Is it 28 or 29? I'm gonna bet it's 29. I think you're looking it up.
I am.
Is that what the noise indicates?
Yes.
Or is that the ghost of February? The ghost of February. Bitches.
Lonely motherfucker.
Yeah, you know what the ghost of February does? They just get a straw and they thirsty ass. I was having trouble with like a subtitle for this episode.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that once. Like,
right.
If you
and I loved the first subtitle. That was beautiful.
What was that?
It was perfect.
What was it?
Stay in the basement. Or
yeah, for the one you were on.
Yes.
Yeah. Please stay in my basement.
Please stay in my basement. Yeah. Based off of our. Yeah.
What joke? What joke? I finally got you back here.
A very crude joke that maybe doesn't need to be explained.
I'd prefer if it wasn't explained.
Yeah.
I want that for myself.
No, I felt that. Me
just
too.
One thing.
Me too.
just one thing.
But you came up with the subtitle just now for this one?
Well, I'm workshopping. I was thinking maybe the ghost of February. Or maybe thirsty ass.
Thirsty ass would be appropriate for me. That's on brand, I feel.
Thirsty ass.
I feel like that's on brand, right?
Maybe. Or like just a drip.
Sauce. Drip.
Sauce.
Drip.
Oh no. Why you gotta say that? Look up the date.
Okay, the last date in February is the 28th.
Oh, the 28th. Okay. So yeah, from the February 1st to 28th, you just hear when you're sleeping or when you're in a dark room, you feel that little breath of air behind you, you know, like you think it's haunted and shit. It is haunted, and it's it's that ghost of February coming in. Okay. I wish I had a soundboard because I would record that and use it for like forever. Forever. And it would be labeled Jessica's Monkey. That's a good one.
Planet of the Jess.
Oh my god. Planet of the Jess. It will literally be... Okay, the chapter title for this episode will be my phone contact for you.
What is it again?
Well, your last name. I'm not including your first name, but the last name.
Right.
It'll be Coffin.
Yeah.
My mouth.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh my god. I swear.
Just to remind the listeners, my last name
is Coffin.
Is literally Coffin. So Mans is making a play on words here.
He's mansplaining.
Okay, maybe I'm the one mansplaining here. Don't take this moment away from me.
This is my moment. On my podcast. You're on my radio waves.
Radio waves.
Yeah. Could you imagine a guy like on Valentine's Day? Because everyone's looking for love, but like on Valentine's Day, there's a guy who like comes up to a girl like that he's liked and wanted for like weeks. You know, he's thought about the perfect way of asking her out for Valentine's Day, right? And he's got roses, he's got the chocolates, he dressed up, you know, usually he dresses like shit, and you know, he doesn't comb his hair or anything, and he doesn't shower. That's a big thing. He put the effort. You know, if he was thinking, if I'm gonna put the effort in this, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, we're going balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall, and hopefully more. And then what happens is that he comes up to the chick and he says, "Hey, honey, how about this? You are gonna have Valentine's Day dinner with me." How do you think that would go?
That just sounds like a gimmick you do. That sounds
me?
Yes.
The voice?
Not
or everything else.
It sounds like a gimmick you do.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
For the people that listen to this, tell me whether I'm right or I'm wrong.
I'm so okay. Wait, what do you mean though?
Like, You know how, okay, I'm going to keep referencing this. I know I've referenced it before, but I'm going to keep referencing it.
Yeah.
At Arrowhead, where they said you commit to the, or not Arrowhead, but.
Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's
where they said you commit to the bit so much.
Right.
That they weren't sure whether you were serious about fainting. Right?
Well, I'm going to make another announcement on this podcast. I did, in fact, the EMT crew that came in,
yeah,
they were local actors that I looked up ahead of time before even getting there. And I reached that, via email and LinkedIn and everything.
Right.
And upstage is
you
another
had
one.
the money to pay for those ambulances,
okay,
right?
You don't have to get personal and shit. How do you know they came in an ambulance and not their mom's minivan? Are you kidding me? And they had a little. You can get a siren app. You can just get a siren on top of your minivan.
No, because remember Libby was flirting with the.
Well, but like that. Then it would have turned into a different film.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
But either way, my point was, right.
I like to mess around.
Yeah.
Too much or enough?
No, enough.
Enough.
I feel like you take social cues well, but you would commit to the bit that much of like. Shaving, getting dressed, the cologne, the chocolates, the flowers, just to come up to someone and be like, so sweetie, so sweetie, you and me tonight, God. 7 p.m.
Well, you know what?
But the voice that you originally did reminded me of The Price is Right, so.
That's interesting. It's interesting to hear other people's perception of you in that way. You know what I mean? Like, now I know that you think, like, that's in courting a woman. That's what I'll do.
That would be an extreme case.
Yeah.
But it's not out of your realm.
Well, what do you think is in my realm? It like do you think it'll be funny or
if you were
like
actually trying to ask a girl on a date?
Right.
It would be a mix of funny, slightly No, I think you try
satirical.
No, I think you would try to avoid the self-deprecation, but it might come out a little bit.
Oh, it'll come out.
Yeah, so it would be.
You better go out with me. I'm gonna lash myself.
Oh my god! I think it would be. You would try and make it funny, but you'd try and mostly be genuine.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Yeah,
that actually has happened pretty recently.
You didn't tell me this.
No. And I will not tell you more over the podcast. But
you're telling me after.
I didn't, let me put it this way. After, yeah, sure, I'll tell you. But
okay.
I wasn't asking, I was asking a friend who happens to be a female if she wanted to go see that meteor.
Oh.
And, because the meteor just passed, that meteor that hadn't been here since the Stone Age.
Right.
And I asked her, not in the hopes that it would be a date, because she and I talked about it.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say too much, okay?
Okay.
She talked about that whole thing. And frankly, I don't think either of us is really ready for a relationship right now, just because of all sorts of whatever.
Personal reasons.
Plenty on my end.
Yeah.
Probably more on my end.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of, because we're talking about technique here, right? I think it might have been close to what you're saying.
Okay. That's yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't asking for a date.
Right.
It was just asking to hang out.
No, it was a genuine moment. And that's what that is your tendency, is obviously make it known that the moment is genuine, because you do like to joke around a lot, but joking is still your crutch. So it's still going to be there.
I need it. I'm like Tiny Tim. Father.
Oh my God.
Am I going to have Christmas dinner, Father? And then he just smacks me with a rubber chicken.
Jesus.
Yeah, here's your protein.
Yeah. That's the chicken.
I know, right? It's that little, like that escaping fart noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the pitiful. It makes you think about death.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Like when things are just so pitiful, you just start thinking existentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, something like a rubber chicken
helps that.
Yeah, like it promotes it almost.
Yeah.
Because it's like the last bit of air is escaping.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
oh my God.
oh, Jesus. And you start having a panic attack like you had some bad weed or something. You know?
This sounds like a personal
Oh,
experience.
come on. Of course.
Oh my
Ask Sebastian. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it. That's right.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of Sebastian, I don't mean to call anybody out.
right before saying his name.
And I'm not talking shit about Sebastian here. Excuse me, the coffee's getting to me.
This doesn't sound good. You keep pausing. And
Well, it's the gaseous element.
I
in
know,
my
but
chest.
they can't tell that.
It's building up.
They can't tell that.
You know what? Hopefully if they're listening, if anyone's listening, they will think, man, this really affected him. Whatever Sebastian
He's really
did.
choked up.
He's
Yeah.
really choked up about what Sebastian did. Sebastian didn't do anything. It's about a friend of Sebastian's.
Okay, continue.
Who I will not name.
Okay.
But I messaged this person who you know.
Okay.
It's someone here. I'm not gonna say what this person does. I'm gonna mime it for Jessica so she can give the oh yeah reaction. So they do. You no, no, not that individual. At Sebastian's birthday party.
Ah, got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So
That took a minute.
I messaged that person because they take photos
Right.
and they take very good photos.
Right.
I think so at least.
Right.
And I messaged because they put up one of those notes, you know, those notes of like blah blah blah, and I responded to it because it was funny.
Right.
And I said, hey, by the way, I want to let you know, I really like your stuff, your photography. You know, it's really good. And the person said, hey, thanks so much. Which one was your favorite? And I just sat there for a second. I was like, and maybe this is like, I have nothing better to do so, other than to fixate on this in this moment. But I said, which one is my favorite? What the fuck? The audacity. I know what this motherfucker is trying to do because I've done this shit. I'm the big cheese. I'm the genius. Tell me why I'm brilliant. Which one is your favorite, man?
Okay.
You like my podcast.
You want
Jess,
yeah.
you like my podcast? You like my podcast?
Tell me why.
Which one is your favorite?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have
favorites.
favorites.
What about it is so good that you yeah. Yeah.
Because
Tell
you
me
know
more. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I know I'm a genius. But I don't know why you think I'm a genius.
Right.
Like, which part of my brilliance?
No, part of it is self-indulgent. Part of it is like, tell me how good I am. But part of it is also like, oh, I want to see what people perceive me as.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But there's a better way.
There's a better way to put it. There's a better way to put it.
And I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there plenty of times where like I was like someone said, I like something you did. I was like, really? Let me put away everything I have to do today.
Just to hear this.
I'm gonna make time to hear why you loved my
Oh my god.
Oh my. See. Oh no. We're still recording, right? Hello? Yep. Okay.
Jesus.
See, this is why I'm so brilliant.
That's how passionate you got about.
You can't say anything about these podcasts other than, hey, he's passionate about them. Right?
He's passionate. He puts in the time.
It's part of my genius. I've you know how people
You've honed in the passion.
the passion of the podcast. That's a good name for one.
The passion of the podcast.
in the best. Yeah, I'll write it in Ebonics. You know how people say I sweat, I bleed for my work?
Yeah.
I chip nails for my work. Oh no. We got snorting Jess here.
I really.
What did she snort? What did she take?
Oh no.
You know Melissa, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You
It's
know
been a minute.
Melissa.
Yeah.
You know when she would laugh, she would snort.
Smort?
Some more. She'd do that some more. She'd snort a little bit, like when she's laughing at something.
Funny.
And she'd be like,
That's funny. See, I did really loud Marshalls the other day. That was fucking
You did that?
embarrassing. I snorted really loud. And it was like 30 minutes before closing, so no one was there, so you could fucking hear it.
oh yeah, so there was an echo. There was no like background noise or anything to dull it out.
No.
It was literally like
Yeah, and it's this big room too, so there's not much besides the racks to like buffer the acoustic,
Yeah.
the sound waves.
Mm-hmm.
So you just heard it. You heard it clear.
And like, were you
I was
taller than the racks, or were you like
I
about
was
the same
about level.
size? Okay, so at that point, like, if someone looked for the person who did it, unless they were super tall, they might not have seen you.
I could potentially just bend down and like pretend like I wasn't there.
Did
but
you?
I was with two people, and we were kind of fucking around.
Oh no.
We were having fun, right?
Were you shoplifting? Is that new? Is that the new like joking hanging
out?
out?
No, we were just being loud.
Do you have
at
sticky
night.
fingers?
No. I bought my Marshall's top. Thank you very much.
Where is it?
$17.99 sitting on my bed at home.
Oh Lord, you should have just Spider-Man that shit. Yeah, exactly. Thwip. And you make the noise. You make the onomatopoeia noise. Thwip. Give me that top. I'll rip some of it, turn it into a crop top. Thwip.
It already is a crop top.
Oh, it is? Oh. All right. Well, less work. It should be easier to smuggle out.
Exactly.
Would you be, if the opportunity arose, would you be like someone who, like if you were approached by the friendliest member of the cartel and, they came up to you and they said, hey, I love your work. I love what you do and everything. You're really light on your feet. Do you think you could smuggle some, some undesirables into the country? Do you think what would you think of that? Like, what if someone came up?
I don't have the means to do that. What the fuck do I have that I could do that with? Like they would have to
passport.
They would have to supply me with literally everything. I would be the worst person that they could ask.
You just need balloons and then swallow them, and then you're good to go.
Wait, why balloon? Wait, what?
They wrap cocaine in the balloons.
You said okay, I'm thinking people.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm thinking smuggling people, bro.
Oh no, that's a whole other podcast. I know the perfect person to talk to you about that on the podcast. Don't worry about that. I'll hook you up with that.
No, I can't.
But it's wrapped up.
No,
I'm pretty much seeing if I can solicit you in this crime.
No,
but they wrap it up and then you swallow it and then
shit it out.
Right.
No.
You wouldn't do that.
No.
Why would you not do that?
Are we ready to get personal?
Is there a deeper answer than it's illegal?
Yes.
Okay. Sure, let's hear it.
Okay.
Personal. Wait, I'm curious. Yeah.
Well, I mean, my mom's 13 years sober at this point, right?
Absolutely, sure.
My dad, before he died, was not willing to admit that he was also an addict.
Oh, really? Was it cocaine?
Yes.
It was, okay.
Yes, he was the coke addict. And because he major ADD or ADHD, whichever. For him, what my mom said that he told her was it had the opposite. It was basically self-medicating. Rather than speeding everyone else up, right?
Yeah.
For him, it actually made him focused and centered when he had coke.
I was gonna ask if, like, from what you knew, if that was like it, like honed everything in for him.
For him, yes, it did, and so that's why he'd use it so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, see, here's the thing. Let me just, and I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
This is an addition to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or maybe an explanation as to why we're here in the conversation. I did not know this. This moment is gonna come off as super mean. I did not know this. I am so sorry. You can punch me if you want.
This is actually true. He didn't know this.
If you want to punch me,
he knew about my mom, but he didn't know about my dad.
And I apologize.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind talking about it.
No, I apologize to your mom. Put it. Fuck you. I'm apologizing to your mom. Okay. Okay. Let me just put it this way. Okay.
And no disrespect on my dad's name at all.
This is just what happened.
He was an amazing father.
Mm-hmm.
By all means, he was an amazing father. But someone can be an amazing father, an amazing parent, and be a flawed individual.
Yeah.
And he was, he had, yeah.
Well, I think it's because everyone is flawed.
Naturally, everyone is flawed. So, but with him, it was because of how it's personally affected my family. I wouldn't go anywhere near coke, selling, doing anything that has to do with it.
Okay, so for my cartel listeners, leave Jessica alone.
Thank you.
She does not want anything to do with what I what I came up with. I don't know why I was trying. They're gonna look into me now. They're gonna look into me.
FBI's on your radar.
Why? What? That was such a random. That wasn't even a transition. He just brought up the cartel in the podcast. Asshole. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Because
that's why when I've told you guys
yeah, well, I remember.
I have participated in certain activities.
Sure.
I haven't gone past anything of what I've done because I'm comfortable with what I've done and I don't want to push any limits because of the family history.
I was surprised about the limits when I first got to know you and everything. Specifically that you would make, and I'm not judging or anything because I've never been in this situation, but like you would pretty regularly, I don't know how often you do it now, I haven't heard really much lately, but when we first got to know each other, you'd make a lot of jokes about your dad.
Yeah.
And I was a little shocked by that because I was like, wait, is her dad really like dead? And
gone?
Like gone?
Yeah.
And I felt that I didn't want to bring anything up then when it was, because I haven't heard you make a joke like that in a while, and I certainly wasn't offended.
I go through phases.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. It comes and goes in waves.
Well, I just figured it was part of the coping, and maybe it's something that's always going to be there. Do you think that?
No, it's definitely something that's always going to be there because with having a parent dying at such a young age, for the listeners, my dad died when I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point I was in a private Catholic school. So it's like everyone else's family, even if it's not true, it feels like everyone else's family is fine and you're the problem child. Right. Yeah. Even if there was good intention behind whatever an adult was trying to ask me, as a 9-year-old saying that your dad is dead, you get real used to the pity look.
Right. Like how people react and stuff?
Yeah.
Like it's a same look over time, right?
Yes. Right. And it's especially it's a pity look from the adults and it's a confused look from your peers because no other 9-year-old knows what to say to that,
Yeah, yeah.
So over time, especially I think once I got out of St. Monica's and into a different environment, the way that I learned how to bring it up and letting other people know within seconds that, yes, it happened, but talking about it is okay. Like, I'm not going to cry if you talk about it, was making light of it.
Well, I was going to ask, when you're really young and that happens and everything, are you left confused? Are you just, do you feel like you're never going to get answers about what happened?
Because
and can I take your coat, by the way? Are you good?
Yeah.
You good like that? Okay, I'm not sure if
like
it's
good.
A little, I'm going to keep it on a little bit. I don't want to get up.
No.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Cool. What was the question again?
I don't remember. About whether you feel like you're never going to get answers.
Oh, okay. Yes. About how he died or what happened, or
just the situation, because that's so, like, when we think about our parents, especially before we're born, that's a constant in your life.
Yeah,
you're like, what? How did that even happen before me? You know what I mean? There's a whole life before me, and then not that I came and fucked things up. In my case, I came in and fucked things up. But you know what I mean? Like, you change the person's life just by being born.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And there's that level of confusion there. But with this, a parent's gone at such a young age.
Yeah.
Is there mystery there for you?
No. I think overall I had, for the entire process that was pretty gnarly in not the greatest way, I had some of the best support I could have had. I had my grandparents and that side of the family that was like trying to support me as much as possible, let me go with them to visit him every weekend. And then I had my mom, who was new in her sobriety, first of all. Second of all, she could tell that everyone else was sometimes coddling me with the truth, because you don't want to tell a 9-year-old, we don't know how daddy's going to turn out.
Yeah.
But at least my mom was being honest with me. So there was a realistic element of, I knew. I actually did have the chance to go in and say my goodbye to him. It just didn't hit that day that was really goodbye.
Yeah.
And
like the last time?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And because we were going to pull the plug.
Yeah.
It also, as a 9-year-old, you don't know what to say. You're like, I just know I love you.
Yeah.
Like, what else do I say?
Yeah.
Now looking back, obviously there are so many things I would love to say, but this is me at 21. That was me at 9. That's a different case. But
yeah. Because now you have like a whole life and everything. You have goals. You have all these things you just wish he could see.
Exactly. That's exactly it. I don't feel like there's anything that went unanswered.
Yeah.
Or that was a mystery to me. Because also when I became old enough, I took it upon myself to really try and fully grasp medically what happened, because I wanted to know, because I knew it was something not common. So as soon as I could be old enough, I wanted to know everything, and I know how to accurately explain it.
Oh, okay. Well, when you did that, was that for was there a specific purpose? Was it like, I'm gonna learn what this is so I can do my best in my life to avoid it, or is it just I want to know what it is that did this?
Both.
It's both.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because at that point we didn't know there was a genetic link. Now we do.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was more so of like, I want to fully understand what he went through, what happened, why, it was filling in that gap of, So between having the great support system, my mom being honest, and, taking it upon myself to educate myself about Guillain-Barré syndrome, right? I don't feel like there was any unanswered questions or mystery or what ifs. It's more so just as time goes on, like literally the next day, and this is gonna sound depressing, but
no, I'm curious.
The next day, you realize as a 9-year-old, there's a split second where I woke up and I was like, oh, everything's back to normal. And then I was like, and then I remember and I was like, oh,
yeah,
everything has changed. And that entire day I just spent in bed wailing, because my father will never be at my funeral. My father will never see my grandchildren. My father will never see... He never got to see me figure skate. Yeah. There will be so many moments that he won't be there for. And I think that's the only thing that, as an adult, sometimes still hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, one of the times when I may have been under the influence, the other thing...
Allegedly.
The other thing that kind of hit was, and I hadn't felt this one in years, probably since I was a kid, of like the physical reassuring touch. Because, you know, you hug your mom and it's like, oh, that's a home touch. That's a reassuring touch. I've forgotten what that feels like from a father.
Yeah.
From my father specifically. Obviously, I have other father figures in my life, but...
Right, but this is daddy here, right?
Yes.
Like, this is the
not
one.
having that voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in that respect, there's those questions.
Sure, yeah.
But everything else, I felt like I was so well supported, and I had access to educate myself. It wasn't really a why me or what happened or, you know.
Well, do you think that's attributed? Because I'm having the sneaking suspicion that that's the reason that is because of your mom's openness during that time, like her being candid and honest about it. Do you think that's the reason why? For what you just said about oh man, I feel shit. I forgot where I was going with that. But like the about fuck.
Looks over at the computer.
Is there a transcript here? Oh my god. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out.
Are you talking about like how there wasn't a question of like why?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. That.
Why it happened like this? What medically happened?
Like when you're talking about like the whole why me and everything.
Yes.
All that.
Okay.
Do you think your mom's honesty
that helped with it initially, and then I think the second part that honestly helped a lot, and I keep saying when I don't overschedule myself, I want to go back and volunteer there, but this is going to sound like a promotion now. I did group counseling. They required that, you know, there be a certain amount of time in between the passing and you start therapy, but I did group counseling with kids my age, or group therapy with kids my age who had also lost a parent. And I think that definitely helped with the questions of why me and, you know, I'm alone and all of that. Because first of all, you no longer feel alienated about being a kid without a parent. Second of all, it shows you that all these emotions that you're feeling are normal.
Yeah.
You're not a freak, you know.
How long did you do that? Was it years?
I think it was like a year and a half, because I think they try and exit you out at like 2 years so they can get new people to come in.
Oh, okay.
And I know they need the help now because of COVID and the amount of casualties that happen.
Yeah. Casualties.
Fatalities! Oh! My bad.
Well.
But, you know, there's been a lot of grief.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
Grief Counseling. Yeah. Our House, the name of the counseling place for anyone who may need it. Our House Grief Counseling. Mm-hmm. Amazing place. I want to go back and volunteer there eventually, but I think that helped with the, you know, the more existential questions that a little kid may have.
You know, that's crazy. There's an idea of, and maybe you felt this. I've certainly felt this. Not growing up really with a dad, because mine took off, and there's something crazy, and maybe some people listening to who are in similar situation might. Hello. I'm just making sure we're good. Okay. Might relate with on a certain level is, forgetting what someone looks like. Oh, that is frightening. Oh, that is scary.
Oh, that's a guilt trip in and of itself that you can do on. Okay, when I think back when I lived in Culver City, I think it was like 4 or 5 years after he died. My mom was going on one of the really old computers that we had, and there was like video footage of us as a family going up to Mammoth and pictures of him, and there was actually a video that he took of me skiing, because remember, he used to ski. I'm wearing his jacket right now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
He used to tune skis. there was a specific video that he took of me going down one of the slopes, and he's like, "Yeah, go baby girl." It brought me to tears because I felt so horrible that I couldn't remember my own father's voice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Man. That's scary.
Yeah.
And
I wasn't that old either. We're talking like maybe I was 11 or I was like 11 or 12.
Wow.
And I'm doing a guilt trip on myself for like, you can't even remember your own father's voice.
Yeah. Well, that's nothing to, I mean, no one should be blamed for that.
Right.
You know? Like, there's no one to blame in that situation.
Exactly.
You know?
But as a kid, you feel horrible because that's daddy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord.
Have you had that experience?
Sure. Oh, my God. Yeah. Especially in recent years. I'm not going to get too, well, you know, I'll say a little bit, you know, with that individual re-entering my life, when reconnecting with him, like meeting him in person for the first time in like over a decade.
Oh,
well over a decade.
Weird.
Well over a decade.
Yeah.
He passed by me a couple times and I didn't recognize him.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Oh,
it was pretty wild. And then I saw him, and it was pretty startling, you know, as you can imagine. Because I mean, now he had like gray hair. I was taller.
Yeah.
I always pictured him, because he was for so long taller than me and everything.
Yeah, you literally had to look up to him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. That was a couple years ago. That was the day before my birthday, actually.
Right.
That I did that. And I did it on purpose because I wanted to, with him coming back into my world, into my life and everything, I needed to, I couldn't celebrate a birthday. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And then, met with him, and I learned a lot of stuff that, I'll say a lot of stuff on this podcast. I will not bring this shit up.
Talk about it, yeah.
But it was one of those real life moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so much of the time you're just going to school, you're going to work, you're playing the Switch, you know, you're getting weird ass gifts from Miles and everything. And then and then real life only occasionally happens. Yeah. You kind of get what I mean? Like, it only sometimes
there's the
happens.
Mundane, which is the 90%, and then there's the,
When you'll know when real life happens when it's startling.
Yeah.
And it's frightening when it happens. That's when it happens, you know?
Yeah.
Man. Jesus.
Yeah.
give me this fucking coffee. I'm going to sleep tonight. to my nightmares, man.
Oh my God.
Oh man, I appreciate it when we can talk about this type of stuff, because
me too.
And I'm, if you need me to, I'm gonna say it right now, and I'm gonna ask you later if you need me to cut anything out. Just tell me.
Okay.
You know, just take a couple scissors to me. Snip, snap.
Get cutting, motherfucker.
I'll be like, is it my vasectomy? My fifth vasectomy? Like Michael Scott said, snip, snap, snip, snap, snap. Back and forth.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's move on to something funnier. Then,
let me be funny, guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like Brian. Like, hey, let me be funny, which was just, as you know, a call sign of impending racism.
What? Wait.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was trying to figure how that one mathed out. I'm like, the math isn't mathing.
Well, okay. Well, then I need to get Brian in here. Then, yeah, let me call his ass right now. Plays an old clip.
Plays the album we made for him on his birthday.
Well, that was Sebastian.
That was Sebastian. Damn it.
Oh no, I never want to hear that again. That's the most pitiful thing ever.
Oh my God.
Ever of anything, ever.
It was creative.
Yeah, we did for one of Sebastian's birthdays, we got together and created an album for him, about him, and I wrote some songs there. I wrote one that you read out.
Yes.
Which was a lot of fun.
It was more of like a poetry slam than a song.
Yeah.
But it was still great.
I think it was great because it was defaming of Sebastian.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like with that excuse me, that podcast, the narrative podcast we did and that came out and everything, one of my favorite things of editing that was editing the scene where Sebastian gets beat down. It was pleasurable. Wonderful.
I don't know if I like the way you said pleasurable.
Yeah, I wore no clothes while editing that scene, and I made it last for 3 days.
There may have been lotion next to me.
You know that GIF or that meme of from South Park with Randy sitting in the computer, and he's like covered in something. Yeah. That was me editing that scene of Sebastian getting beat up.
Oh my god.
If Sebastian were here, he'd be like, what do you mean?
What did I do to deserve that?
I am the most wonderful, talented actor you're ever going to meet. Yes.
Yeah. I just...
Oh my god.
I'm trying to... Okay, the way you just said yes is very similar to the way you do a Brian yes. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out what's the common thread.
I think the common thread is that
Besides obviously you doing the voice.
Well, yes. But I love doing the Brian voice, the impression of Brian. Mm-hmm. I think I made that stick, to be quite honest. I think every time someone probably thinks of Brian, in the back of their mind at least, they'll think of that voice.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what I love more than my Brian voice is Sebastian's Brian voice. Because Sebastian is Colombian.
Yeah.
And he has that accent.
Yeah.
And whenever he does the Brian voice,
it's not Brian.
I don't know what it is. It's disgusting. It's just he's like, hello. Yeah.
It's not British, but it's somewhere in that realm.
It's like Sacha Baron Cohen type shit. It's odd. It's just odd.
It's just odd.
I spent so many days at work doing Sebastian's Brian voice. You know? Yeah. Like I'd talk to customers that way. Yeah. Like if they want a coffee or something, if they want non-fat, I'll say to them, we are out of the non-fat. One only whole.
I really hope you never did that to a customer.
Not when I wanted to keep.
Okay, good.
Only the rude ones.
Only Would you specifically go from your normal voice to that point?
Yeah, like if they don't look at me or anything, or if they, you know, I understand that some people are shy and everything, but like some people are just
pricks,
and they don't look at you, and they're just on their phone or something, or they're on the phone, God forbid, and I will start talking to them like Sebastian, talking like Brian.
Really? You've done this?
I would say, hello.
You've actually done this?
Of course.
Oh my god.
Of course. I was there.
Oh
and the guy came up and said, yeah, I'll have like I say, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'll have a cappuccino with the oat milk. It's like, are you sure you want the oat milk? And they'll just look at me like, excuse me? Oat milk does not foam up the same as whole. It is a different chemical structure. The chemical makeup of oat milk is different from whole.
This is the most Middle Eastern Sebastian you could possibly get.
Well, you know, I used to work at a hookah lounge.
You did? Or
no, he did.
No, I know.
Sebastian, yeah. I'd like to see him.
Forget about that, but
I'd like to see him at the hookah lounge, refilling people's
I feel like
hookahs.
No one would question it.
No. I wonder if he had like a dress code. Like he had to dress up
Put
in
him
like
in a maid's outfit.
Everyone was dressed up like, in the shawls and everything, and he was the only one dressed like a bitch. Like the maid cafe.
Yeah.
And because you guys speak Japanese and everything. Exactly. But the way Sebastian speaks Japanese, he speaks it like
a weeb.
Well,
I mean, I could do it. I try and do a meld between my own voice and a little bit of that, because there is a certain amount of authenticity to it.
To the weebness?
Yes, because not how bad, like how much things are emphasized, but the proper vowel pronunciation is mainly what I'm going for.
Okay, well, like, what's an example?
Okay, so if I were to formally introduce myself, I'd say in Japanese, I go,
right.
はい、はじめまして、私はジェシカです。よろしくお願いします。
See, the great thing about that,
yeah.
and it sounded great. It sounded, as far as I know, authentic.
Yeah.
You can hear the Americanness in it.
Yeah.
With Sebastian, you think he's a character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to fuck with someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
like give me a phrase. Like an easy phrase, please.
Sakana. Oh, whoa.
What?
Sakana.
Don't give me the whole train, dude.
Sakana o tabemasu.
Okay, say that again.
Sakana o tabemasu.
Sakana
o tabemasu.
All right. Okay, so this is Sebastian doing Sakana o tabemasu.
Yes, he's overemphasizing. He's doing the Sakana. Itadakimasu.
No.
That would be Sebastian.
Oh, sick bastard. I think Sebastian's here. I just heard Sebastian.
Where are you?
He was speaking some Japanese during the Cards Against Humanity podcast.
He was?
He was numbering off his cards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm like, you ain't Japanese, bro. Cut it out. It's not happening.
That's funny.
That's,
yeah.
He's like the RZA from Wu-Tang Clan. He's a black guy who wants to be Asian. Sebastian's a Colombian guy who wants to be from Japan.
Yeah.
Do you plan on going to Japan at some point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
When? Soon? Hopefully soon. Or do you just have too much shit to do?
Well, if I can get it paid for through Disney on Ice, that would be fabulous. Because they have a tour in Japan, and they actually specifically have a speaking role. When I told them I have a seal of biliteracy on my diploma for Japanese, they actually took note of that.
Oh, good.
So, that's the dream, is to be touring in Japan.
Okay.
With Disney on Ice.
Did you put on the resume, I also speak freaky deaky Dutch?
Damn it!
That would have sealed the deal.
It would have. I would have gone to everywhere in Europe.
Hey, assholes!
Sorry, gold member. I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch.
Oh my god. Now there has to be an Austin Powers episode of the podcast.
Please. I need it.
I don't even know what that means.
I need it.
I need it.
But yeah, no, if Disney doesn't take me there, then I definitely want to at least go on vacation there once. Also, the thought of like teaching English there is very appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Very appealing, because I already know Japanese, and they teach English from like, they have them start learning English at like 6th grade or 4th grade.
That's pretty young. Young.
English it's pretty common there. It's just because certain syllables are in Japanese that aren't in English and vice versa. That's why you hear, the weird pronunciation of certain words, but they get the basic concept is there.
Yeah, they get the job done.
Yeah. Exactly.
Would you go in, and like if you were asked by the president or the CIA, you were hired by the CIA. Here I am bringing up these organizations. organizations.
I know.
First it was a cartel, now it's the CIA. If you were asked,
have you been watching too many criminal justice shows or some shit?
Only the bad ones.
Okay.
And they said, listen, we need you to infiltrate Japan.
Right.
You can speak Japanese.
Right.
We need you to teach them English, but only to speak in like hardcore redneck accents.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Would you take the job?
I can't do that. As tempting as it would be, I can't do that to kids.
The temptation would
kids,
exist though.
Yeah, just for the funny of it, right? But I can't do that to kids. They didn't ask for that.
Could you imagine a bunch of foreign exchange students who learned English and come to America, and they come in speaking like
hillbilly. Hey, oh no, I'm not gonna try that.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm not gonna try that.
But you would, I would teach them. I'd say, listen, every S it has to sound like, how you doing there, sir? Like that.
Well, they have she, which they often use as S sound. So, sure. That it would probably come out like that. Like really high pitch, but still with a SH. Like a mix between a S and a SH.
The
sound.
first class, you hand them like tobacco to chew on.
Teach them how to roll it up.
You just, all right, you're going to, this is our first class. Y'all are going to learn how to be loogie hackers.
Moonshine, motherfuckers.
Do I have a urn in here or something?
Oh, that was nice.
There you go. Just a bunch of Japanese rednecks.
That'd be so bad.
It'd be so confusing. Like, what's going on here? You know?
That'd be so bad because their whole thing is that they've tried to be like industrial, like be forward thinking into the modern world and industrialization and moving forward for a better future.
Yeah.
They just got set back like 200 years. Bro.
Well, they could still be that. They just are also rednecks.
How?
Like, you teach them the same curriculum, right?
Yeah.
But when you teach them, like, we're teaching them how to advance technology, socially, and everything.
But part of the trait of a redneck is that they're a lazy bum.
Well, I mean, sure. Yeah. Hey, man. Even the Japanese need to kick back every once in a while, get a course, and watch the game.
Blunts and 50s.
Yeah, you know, give them the trucker hats and the you know, dress them up like Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh no.
Konnichiwa.
Oh no.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I can just see a little like 5th grade Japanese kid singing along to "Can I Kick It?" Yes, we can. Can I kick it? Yes, we can.
The anthem, the national anthem for the class is "Freebird."
Jesus. Now I'm free, free falling.
Oh my God, this is what we can do for the rest of the world. This is the best thing ever.
God damn it.
Yeah. You know, I think that's the perfect place to end it off. Japanese rednecks.
Not the ending I was expecting, but the ending we all needed.
The one you deserved.
Yeah.
Not the podcast we wanted,
but the one we needed.
The one we deserved. Oh my Lord. Well, hey man, I'm this went into all sorts of areas that I'm proud of. We came up with some great ideas to become cross-cultural.
Yeah.
And
resolve some trauma.
Resolve some trauma, took care of each other.
Yeah.
Now hopefully we can go get a drink or something.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
No.
Yeah, so we can go do that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Jessica?
What?
What, bitch? What?
Literally, what do you want?
Are you gonna buy me a burrito or what? hey, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I genuinely thought we were just going to talk about what we were going to do on the podcast today and think we were actually going to record, so this was great. I don't know why the fuck that was what my expectation was.
Oh my god. We're going to have a meeting for a meeting.
Yes! Yes!
Oh my lord. You silly fuck. Okay. Hey, Jessica.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for helping me out.
Thank you.
With my weekly quota. This was great. I had a great time talking to you.
Had a great time with you too.
And the night is young, so let's go wear it out, huh?
Wow!
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. This was Julius. That was Jessica. Have a good one. Stay safe and goodbye.